Hey, what's up, Josh?
Hey, what's going on? Who do we have today?
We have Jessica Armstrong. Oh, did you hear that? That's my New York accent comes out whenever a word ends in a vowel. Like from Long Island, we add an R, so it's Jessica. Um, so we have Jessica Armstrong, and she is from TeamUp, and TeamUp is a software solution for gyms and fitness centers and other stuff that Jessica will share with us. And so I'm going to read Jessica's bio real quick so everybody knows who she is. Jessica is the Community and Partnership Manager at TeamUp, the most recommended fitness management software. It is, right? We know that. With years of experience, fitness marketing partnerships, Jessica is dedicated to helping TeamUp and fitness communities build thriving businesses. Well, that kind of sums up everything we're going to talk about.
Thank you so much for having me. It's so great to be here. And yeah, I'm looking forward to digging in and discussing all of that.
Oh, awesome. Well, we have a couple questions, but before we start, Josh, anybody a Friends fan here?
Of course.
Okay, I was hoping to say that. So
I was on the break
when
from the show. No, forget it.
So anyway, when I was putting these show notes together, Jessica, that episode popped in my head of Monica like forcing Chandler to work out when they say he starts getting fat. And You guys remember that episode?
Yes.
And then she takes him running, and she's like 10 feet in front of him. He jumps in a cab and takes off.
Or how about the one where Ross and Chandler actually do go to the gym to sign up, and then they can't cancel their membership, and they keep renewing their membership. And they're like, they just keep selling me on all these things. And they're like, I want to cancel. But then every time they leave, they're like, we ended up buying a subscription to something else. Like, they're really good salespeople.
So
that's
with
what
that said, I'm going to use
clients.
that as the segue back into software. So does TeamUp have a way for people to get out?
You can, you know what? If that is your prerogative to take a break in your health and fitness journey, you are absolutely, let's call it a break, right? To keep the Friends references. That is absolutely within your capabilities. But I will say, we also have some parameters in place so that if you do want to actually take a break rather than canceling your subscription, which we highly encourage, you can, put a pause, you can put a hold on a membership, you can, communicate with your clients to set up some different opportunities and possibilities. So that way you don't lose your client, you can actually retain them, and then figure out what is required in order for them to come back and have an active membership.
So with that, can you just give us a quick overview of maybe the company and the software and who your market is?
Absolutely. So as you mentioned in my bio, we are TeamUp, the most recommended fitness management software for independent and boutique studios and gyms, personal trainers, to flexibly manage your businesses in person, online, and on demand. So what I mean by that is TeamUp has the capabilities in order for you to run your personal training studio online, or to run your yoga studio in person, or to offer Pilates classes on demand, and really essentially have an all-inclusive ecosystem of being able to do these different services. So without having to go too deep into this and rattle off every single feature we have, you can do everything with TeamUp, from managing your classes and appointments, to taking payments, to communicating with your customers and being able to keep your things like retention high and your numbers high. You can use several different integrations to be able to market to your clients and potential clients, and really just kind of do all the above to automate all of the things that you have to manage and all of the hats that you have to wear as a business, as a gym or studio owner.
So that's awesome. So Josh, you can give me some context, because when you were working with yoga studios recently, I was like, I apologize, Jessica, you're going to get mad at me. This is before I knew, TeamUp. I said, hey, we're integrating a system, moving to Zoho One. Is that something, because they have a gym plug-in kind of thing, is that something that they should do? So that's what I'm saying. And Josh is like, no, TeamUp, because of A, B, and C. So Josh, from what Jessica had, give us some context of an actual application with a boutique, I'm using your term, a boutique yoga studio.
Yeah, it's funny. I had gone down, the Capterra wormhole. I'm thinking there's going to be 3 softwares out there, and I was just inundated. You know how the world is, and I ran into like 50, and I was just like, oh gosh, not this again. Because I've done this with CRMs for myself and clients. I've done this with everything under the sun. And it was funny. I had gotten down to 3. And I was about to make a decision, and you guys weren't even one of the 3 because I had not run into you. And the power of Google and retargeting, and something popped up, and I researched your software, and I just the other 3 just disappeared, and I was like, this is the one I want. The messaging was excellent. It did exactly what I was looking for. It was like the other ones I was finding what I didn't like about them, and it was like, this was exactly what I wanted. So I actually felt really goofy going to my client because I'm between these 3. Okay, I'm going to make the decision in 2 weeks, and then we're going to go for it. And then I come in, oh, by the way, we're going with this other company. And she's like, okay, I'll just breeze over it. She was totally cool about it because she's Zen. It's a yoga studio. So she was totally Zen about it. And just getting everything set up, your team is amazing. Everybody I've met at the company has been fabulous. The customer service is next level. I've dealt with a million softwares. I've never had the treatment. I've never met 3 people I think are friends now from this. It was just awesome. And, and I just, like I said, I love your software. I think it's great. It does everything we want it to do. The customer service was awesome. It just, again, it's not normal to run into something like that. And by the way, for people watching this podcast today, this is not a commercial for you guys. It's a benefit of being on a podcast and play. It's author. I watch Bill Maher, and it's like having an author on there. He plugs his book, and then it's like, okay, cool. Let's move on. But I mean, seriously, that's how awesome I thought the product was. So,
which is why we're here. But if it turns out that it's a plug, so be it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for that. It's so wonderful to hear. I joke all the time with our support team that I'm the one who gets to do all of these really fun and amazing opportunities and just hear the praises of TeamUp all the time. And it's so great being able to take that back and communicate that with them, because it's how our ecosystem and how our entire team is built, right? We are all people at TeamUp passionate about helping other people and about helping people be successful. And we all have our different strengths in that. So some it's, figuring out how to problem solve. Some it's helping you figure out different markets and different areas and possibilities within your business. Others it's how to organize your classes so that it's easy for people to find and sign up and make it a very seamless experience for somebody coming in and saying, okay, this is my gym now. This is my yoga studio. But I kind of want to take it a step back to what you said, Josh. And, having spoken with you before, I know that you are very well versed in software and that you can look for something like a gym software or a studio software. But you are aware of the different softwares out there. You're aware that there's going to be lots of different options. So putting yourself into the shoes of someone who is not familiar with the software world at all, like if your client was just looking on her own, it's really scary and it's really intimidating to have to go through lists of so many different software that says we can offer you this, and here's our discount, and here's our price point, and here's the features we can do, and here's the 6 million figures of growth that we're going to achieve for you when you sign up in the first few months. And it's really hard to understand what is actually possible and what's factual and what the software is going to do for you, and then what's actually achievable and what you really want it to do. So we have really taken this into account when we're working on our marketing, when we're working on our mission, when we're working on basically any entry point to TeamUp. We want to be able to do several different things, but the main being provide a really seamless customer experience, make the software super flexible, and make it really simple. And so kind of boiling down everything into those 3 points helps somebody who is at a stage of, I am just getting started on my software journey, ease in and feel like this is a really simple process and really easy to use and really easy to get started with. And then we can help them achieve something like growing in the future or exploring the different opportunities for business growth. but it also takes somebody who has been using a software that might be a little bit more complex, might be a little bit more pricey, might have all the gizmos and gadgets that actually overcomplicate things, and then come in and see, oh no, wait, like you said, this is exactly what I need it to do. And I don't need any other frills, but I have those options if I want to use them.
Yeah.
And so that's exactly how we tried it. So you nailed it, which is
so
great.
My recent experience was, I didn't even know. I find this with a lot of softwares, things it has that you're unaware of, and the application, the app that is customer facing. Once I saw it, and I was our marketing company was just putting this into their new website for them, upgrading their current services, bringing them into the 21st century. And when I saw the customer facing app side of it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I just want this. All I have to do is fire this out to clients and they're going to go, this is all I need. I can sign up. I can do this, everything. And there's the brand, there's the logo. And it's like, yeah, it's exactly, yeah, it's awesome. Like I said, I couldn't be more pleased. And it was something I wasn't aware of.
So Josh, that you're pleased, but tell us about the studio.
Oh, they're thrilled to death. And again, here's the thing. All customers, our pain point is change. And no one likes to change. So this client, for example, was using Shopify. So they were using Shopify as their shopping cart for these functions, and it works. But it was complex because it's built into another website and all that stuff. But changing, even though it's a more complex system, to sign up for classes, it's a difficult process in their current model. And doing all these things were difficult. Their customers got used to it. So the fear is the same fear everyone else has. It's the same fear I have when we're switching CRMs at our company. It's like, I'm going to have to learn a new system. And I'm good at adapting to new things. The customers, you're afraid they won't, and they will. But it's that fear. You don't want to change. And your staff, you're like, my staff doesn't want to learn that. And they picking and screaming. It's going to make their life 10 times easier, but they don't see it because people's fear of change is so overwhelming. I think that's probably for all software companies, it's the biggest hurdle is that.
That's why there's marketing agencies like us to help them out with that message.
It's funny.
Hey-o.
It's really funny because Jessica, I did a search. I was trying to find, we were doing all these marketing plans for all these different industries. And when I was like, what are the top 10, industries that outsource all their marketing? The number one was software companies. And it's because they're great at building stuff. They're not great at messaging what they've done. And that's what really impressed me with your team when I talked to you guys and your approach for this organic pay it forward kind of thing. And that's what Dean and that's why I connected with you right away, because Dean and I were working on this WiseBytes where we want to give away the kitchen, we want to give away all our knowledge, sharing knowledge and with the people, and just go, hey, if you do it, and here's our secret. Dean, I don't know if it's okay our secret is, if we give you all the tools to do it yourself, just here, DIY marketing, here's things you've never thought of, here's the taglines, here's everything for free. You still don't have time to do it if you're running a business. So you're probably going to hire the guys that gave you, that not only gave you the free stuff, but actually, they know how to execute it because they gave it to you. Whereas, we're not reinventing the wheel. We're just letting you know what's out there. And again.
So Josh, you turned this into a plug about us.
Yeah, but no, it's not. But you guys were doing the same thing. Your podcasts, your webinars, they send out, I think every week, if not every other day, I'm getting something from you guys that's so informative. It's not about your software. It's about hey, helping the community, helping,
exactly. And
tips and tricks that other people in the industry are doing. And I'm like, hey, you're giving away, the secrets, but that's awesome.
There's so many people out there that want to tell you how to achieve 7 figures by tomorrow, that want to tell you how to, take your client number from 100 to 1,000 by next month. And that's great. I know a lot of people who do that and they are excellent at their jobs, but that is not what we do. Our job is to help you figure out how to automate your business, earn back time, earn back money, and earn back the energy so that you can take that and then put it right back into your customers, put it right back into your customer experience. And so with us on our marketing team, we're constantly thinking, how can we add value to our clients? How can we add value to our customers that they're able to then absorb, understand, and be able to take that value and add it directly into the customer experience they're providing for the clients at their gym or their personal training business or their studio. So especially going into this year, because this year definitely already feels different than 2020, 2021, 2022, right? And 2022 was a really big year for recovery and for feeling a semblance of, okay, I can stand on my 2 feet again. I can do this. I'm familiar with this. And we're already seeing a kind of a resurgence in 2023 and this desire for growth, but not just in the how many people can we get through the door, right? We're seeing, how can I keep the members that I have here? How can I get them to engage their communities? How can I nurture the staff and the team that I have put together and help them grow into leadership roles in my business? And we're seeing all of these different fitness businesses really go all in on the communities they have and to keep them strong, to keep them coming back for more, and to keep that community, to give that community longevity, right? And it's so been very, very cool on our side of things to think about, okay, what types of tools and resources and partnerships and people can we bring in to add value that supports that? Because we want to help you build a thriving community, right? And with that, when you're able to portray that, when you're able to display that message, and when you're able to, from the outside looking in, say, that's a community that I want to be a part of. You're not just saying, I'm going to go to the gym or I'm just going to go to a yoga class, right? It becomes something that is built into your everyday life. And from our side of things, we get to see that happening. We get to sit back, we get to understand what that looks like, and we get to see it from the angles of our 3,000 plus customers and say, this is how they're doing it this way. This is how they're doing it this way. This is how they're doing it this way. We're seeing trends. We're seeing strategies being used across multiple different studios. We're seeing some studios do something and excel in this direction. We're seeing some do it in a completely different way. Let's bring that education that we're learning together and teach other people who might need a little bit more help, or might need some guidance, or might need some advice, or might need some direction. And let's share that with them and build that. And it's been so awesome because for a while now, we've kind of sat on this, let's do webinars, or let's do a podcast, or let's, kind of go all in on the different channels that we have to access with our community. And we have seen such an incredible interest in registering and attending our webinars, and we've only done a handful, and we have webinars planned for the rest of the year. And it's so great to know that, we put this content out there, we put this new channel out there to make us a little bit more accessible and give our customers another window of opportunity to connect with us, and that it's been responded to so strongly.
I had a follow-up question on that, but before, I just wanted to mention, so if somebody from the fitness world like yourself uses the term recovery year 2020, I'm thinking, hey, I worked out in 2019, 2020 is my recovery year. I don't need to work out again. Instead of a recovery day, it's like, you guys gave me a whole year.
Yeah. Well, I think in terms of, as a fitness business, 2022 was really the year where everyone sat down and reviewed their books and reviewed, because 2020 and 2021 were just about surviving. They were about keeping your doors open. And I actually joined, funny enough, I joined TeamUp in September 2020. So I'm a case for an employee that joined right in the middle of the pandemic. And it was because I had my own reflection on what do I want to do with my career and how do I want to help people and started doing online classes during the pandemic just to keep myself moving, was so used to working with different personal trainers or going to the gym or kind of doing my own thing. When I started realizing, okay, I need to do an online class, or I need to watch YouTube videos, or I need to do something to connect with my fitness during the pandemic, or let's be honest, I'm going to go crazy. And so when I saw TeamUp was hiring and looked more into, the different opportunities and how could I get involved, I saw that, just like you said, Josh, their messaging was so great. It was so supportive. It was so forward facing on how are we going to help you achieve your goals as a fitness business and make your life easier and make it really make your life easier and make it really seamless. And I thought, I identify with that because I want to help people. I want to find an outlet to, kind of motivate me in my own health and fitness and wellness journey. But I also want to help people with the skills that I have in my career. And so it's been so great to be able to kind of take my passions and then also take my career and merge them together and get so much access to so many inspiring people that are really making a difference in everyone's life, in their clients' lives and the people around them's lives every single day. So, I get that kind of, I'm excited to go to work and see what, my inbox waits for me of different fitness business owners telling me their stories of, we're working on this and it's really cool that we're supporting this charity right now, or we're raising money for this, or our clients, we had a perfect attendance this month, things like that. We're able to see that on our side and really say, wow, they're doing this as a business and they're doing this using TeamUp. And that's really cool.
So
those are the testimonies
that eager to look into your inbox, which is amazing. I avoid it, right?
Maybe and not so every day, but most
on how you made an impact. So can you share like an instance or a story of how TeamUp had made an impact on one of your clients' businesses?
Yeah, there's definitely a few. And one of the projects that I got to work on more so it started in 2020 was when we're talking to our clients and they're trying to, telling us all of the stories on how they're making an impact in their customers' lives and how they're using TeamUp to do it. We collected so many stories of fitness business owners saying, I was offering, group classes and now I'm offering personal training services, or I was offering personal training services and now I'm offering group classes. And really, there's a few different stories I can tell, but one of them in particular was a personal training client of ours. And she started noticing she was doing a lot of things virtually during the pandemic. And then she started doing a lot more in-person things, kind of after restrictions and lockdowns in the UK started loosening. But she started noticing that even though a lot of her clients were still registering for their classes, still coming to their check-ins, still doing everything they need to do, morale was a little low because we're, coming out of the pandemic, we're trying to find our footing again, trying to figure out what's getting us out of bed every day. And so she started creating different experiences that actually had nothing to do with fitness, but had everything to do with health and wellness. And she started this campaign for all of her clients during Mental Health Week last week and took them to do things like forest bathing, took them to do things like, I'm going to mess up the term here, but it's, the equivalent of doing an ice bath, but actually in open water, in lakes and in streams and in ponds. And she started forming this community of people who weren't even her traditional personal training clients that started finding her because of all the marketing that she was doing about these different outdoor, health and wellness experiences. And I just thought, she started posting about that on social media and I started seeing it. And then we interviewed her and she did a whole case study for us on TeamUp about how to go and create that for your own communities. And I just thought that was the coolest thing because she knew her clients well enough, identified something that they were struggling with, took it out of the norm of her traditional business model, her traditional services, and found a way to then engage other people who aren't even looking for personal training services and bring them into her community. And I just
TeamUp was the vehicle for that.
Yes. So she could manage all of her classes. She could manage all the registrations, all the payments that she was taking. I know some of the services she was offering, some were donation based, some were free. But she is able to, even if she's not requiring payment for certain services, she can still put those into TeamUp. Say how many registrations are open for a certain service, and people can, just pay for those ad hoc, not have to pay for them at all based on how she had her payment set up, which I can't remember off the top of my head, which she did and didn't. But she can then see that. She can then see X amount of people signed up for I think it's called Nordic ice baths or something like that. This many people came to the forest bathing.
It wasn't freeze your butt off, wasn't it?
Yeah, she does it really often too. And it's one thing that I now see. If I were to go up to the UK and go up to her area, I would want to do that, because she has made it.
I wouldn't.
She has, I would probably regret before, but based on how she makes it seem afterwards and the client testimonials and whatnot, sounds like it's great for the soul. But
it's supposed to be, yeah.
So we hit on a couple things about helping, how it helps the business. Is there anything specifically on how it helps the user experience? And I need to bring up something that you two were talking about before we started recording, the dog training button. Is there anything like they were talking about some buttons that, they could train a dog to communicate by hitting a certain button, get him at? Is there anything that your software can train me, like, Dean, get up, time to go to the gym?
That is a great question. And yes, we can. We actually have customer notifications. So while it might not be the button to get you to get up, you can get a message to your email inbox telling you it is time to go to the gym, or your class is coming up soon, or you made a registration and it's time for you to go. Something that I think by the time that this podcast drops, that we are currently working on and should have released soon, is SMS notifications as well. So
I love it,
which is great. So lots more accountability. If you are the person that keeps the sound on your phone, which I have to admit I am not, you will get a ding when that text message comes in. So more or less the same thing, I'd think.
Well, Josh, I know you have an Apple Watch, right, Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have one of the Fitbits, and it gives me a reminder, like, Dean, it's time to move, right? Mm-hmm. But I hate it because probably about 18 months ago, I was like leaning over it said it's about time to move, and I like ignored it. And I leaned over because my daughter had some donuts. I lean over to grab a donut. I'm eating the donut, and it comes back, it says, "Good job, Dean." I'm like,
I wish the Apple Watches were as sensitive, because here you have me doing jumping jacks at my desk for a minute just to try and get the thing to tick off.
Oh, really? Yeah. No, I ate a donut. Now I got kudos.
Yeah.
So I was like, 2 more donuts. I'm like, it's my workout.
Your blood sugar spiked. So I was like, oh yeah, he's moving. No, mine tells me I need to stand up all the time, and then it'll tell me good job, and I'm like, I didn't get up, but I do talk with my hands, so it's like,
yeah, there you go.
It's like, hey, you got up, he's down, he's up, he's down,
Yeah. So I have a couple parts to the next question. First, in general, tell me, where do you think the fitness industry and related software, TeamUp type stuff, is going? What's in the future changes for us?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, 2022 was a big recovery year, and 2023, we're already seeing tremendous growth in the direction that many fitness businesses are going. And so what we've kind of identified, that community that a lot of people are looking for right now, one of the reasons that they're looking for community is because they're also looking for accountability, right? And so I want somebody let's take me, for example. I want somebody that's going to push me. I want a trainer or a coach or a teacher that's going to help me be my best self and accomplish my goals, right? And I love going to my classes every day and having the group of women that I take the classes with kind of push me to get me to that place, right? Well, as a fitness business owner, you want that too. You want other business owners, you want other consultants, you want other coaches to be able to push you to be your best self, right? And so right now we're seeing so many more people kind of explore that idea of working in a coaching group. enlisting a business consultant. And, a great example is you both. Your client, who is now our client too, enlisted your help to be able to do the things in her business that she wasn't necessarily that, versed with, and look for expertise and look for resources. And so we're seeing, especially businesses in the boutique kind of independent model, look towards those other organizations and associations where they can feel part of a community of their peers, collaborate with other business owners, network with other business owners, receive resources and educations from leaders in the fitness industry that they don't necessarily get on their own. And they're investing their time and energy and money that they're saving by using TeamUp, because it, helps you cut out a lot of external costs as well.
So in 2023, you're seeing a possibility for where community is going to have a big impact.
Definitely, both on the customer level and on the business level. And so with that kind of community, two of the things that we're seeing are really popular as topics this year is how to nurture and develop your staff. And another one is how to grow your business's footprint. So whether that's franchising your business, whether that's exploring a type of enterprise model for your business, or whether that's, opening different locations or different venues, both on the in-person and the online fields, right? So, you're online, you have access to kind of the world, but you can't expend yourself into every single time zone at every time of the day. So you're looking for the other people in different markets and in different areas that share your same values, that share the experience and the services that you're looking to offer, and you're growing your footprint that way as well. So we're seeing these boutique studios still try and remain boutique, still try and remain independent in the way that they've branded and positioned and grown their community. And now they're looking to replicate that on a larger scale. And I think that's going to be, one of the most successful models we see going forward, especially as people still look for that community, but they might have the option of getting that at this venue or at this location. Or if they're traveling, I might be able to walk into this studio and know I'm going to get the same type of care and treatment and service that I get at my local studio or local gym.
Oh, that's awesome. When I travel, I always have the intent. I was like, you know what? I'm going to still work out. Why not? And then I see a couple of restaurants that look enticing and I go there instead. Yeah. Josh.
Let me tell you, you just got my brain. We don't have time for what my brain just did when you started.
No, we don't.
When you started talking about the sense of community and what I'm hearing, where I think like social media is going to somewhat die.
Fitness and health, it's a very vulnerable thing. So if we can find communities and gyms and studios that we can put our trust into and that are going to keep us accountable and that are going to provide us with a safe and comfortable space to, kind of get back out into the world again. The more that we're able to do this and the more from TeamUp that we're able to help gyms and studios do this, we're overall all going to feel better, right? Because it's like you said, it's a cycle. It goes back around. And we love when our customers come and tell us, we have been able to achieve better client retention, or we identified that some of our customers were slipping away and we were able to nurture them and come back, and we've actually helped them achieve their goals faster. All of these different little parameters and automations that you can put in place can actually help you create a closer relationship with the people that you are treating every single day.
Yeah,
I would love to experience that in the fitness world, like a sense of community, which I've never had. I've been going to gyms for decades, but it's always been so siloed. Like I'm an individual. Mm-hmm. I have no connection at all. So that would be interesting. So I was talking about the future. Where's the industry going? Where's the software going? Whatever. And so Josh is chomping at the bit right now. He knows what I'm going to bring up. So we are inundated. Josh and I are inundated with inquiries about AI. And we have been putting a lot of stuff together, consulting with companies and other individuals about opportunities, because there's so much out there. Has there been anything maybe we don't know about that in your industry you're trying to to incorporate?
It's interesting because when we launched our 2022 fitness trends 2023 fitness trends at the end of 2022, this was a big topic, right? And virtual fitness and taking things like video reality and AI and bringing all of these kinds of metaverse ecosystems into fitness. It is interesting. And I have seen, we see things like ChatGPT and all of this like popping around, and people are already kind of testing it. Like, how can I explain my services? Can ChatGPT like give me a full write-up? Can it write my staff book? But with things like that, the best part about writing things to your audience and connecting with your clients is that it's coming from you, right? It has your personal touch. So I'm very interested to see how going forward that kind of being it, that personal messaging and things that is so automated, like writing all of your copy, writing all of your text.
I'm gonna disrupt our awesome podcast today, and we have to recap. So if you could, Jessica, just kind of like recap, like a synopsis of TeamUp and why gyms should adopting your software.
Whether you're a yoga studio, whether you're a personal trainer, a Pilates studio, a gym owner, anything that needs a booking software to manage your classes, take your payments, connect with your clients, and provide your customers a streamlined way to interact with your business, you need booking software. You need something that's going to help you, take away all of the headaches and all of the complexity out of running your business. There's so many different areas out there, and you just pointed that out, Josh, in that you don't have to be a fitness business to necessarily exclusively use TeamUp. There's so many other industries that we have seen, even clinics, wellness clinics, different kind of co-working spaces even, that have tapped into we see how this benefits a gym, or we see how this benefits a studio, and we want to use that exact type of model for our business. But essentially, if you are struggling with your admin, if you are finding yourself wasting tons of money, tons of time, and tons of energy, and you're kind of feeling burnt out in running your business, you need booking software. If you don't have it currently, you need booking software. The amount of things that it can do for you in terms of your time and your energy, it's just going to give you back so much that you can then give to your clients. And that's really going to be the biggest benefit of it. And with TeamUp, you have a supportive team on your side. You have someone like me. I'll be in your inbox. I will be talking to you. We'll be getting on a call. You have our amazing support team that's going to be there to help you every step of the way. You have a detailed getting started guide. That's kind of like your buttons, like you were talking about earlier, Dean. That getting started guide is going to keep you accountable and wake you up or get you out of bed in the morning to say, here's how to prompt you onto getting your classes started. Here's how to add your venues. Here's going to take you every step of the way to make sure that you are successful in your business. And then when you want to look at different growth and different, opportunities to grow and introduce new services and explore different ways that you can make your business even more successful, we're going to help you figure that out too. And we're going to connect you with the right people to help you to do that, and provide some webinars and blogs and education that's going to point you in the right direction on how to be able to do those things.
Awesome. All right. Well, I appreciate it. And we're going to have a link to your website, associated with the video. Well, thanks. I appreciate it. And then Jessica, we are following up because we're going down the AI train.
Let's do it. Teach me your ways. Thank you so much for having me. It was such a blast.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, it was. Thanks, everybody.